So let's talk about How to Train Your Dragon 2. And is it anywhere as good as its predecessor? Well, I'd say in a way it is. But just wait, because here's my review on the sequel to the hit 2010 DreamWorks animation film How to Train Your Dragon. Big D's! Entertainment rankings and reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2014 computer animated action fantasy film How to Train Your Dragon 2, released and distributed through 20th Century Fox for DreamWorks Animation. This, of course, is the sequel to the 2010 film and the second installment in the trilogy, loosely based on Cressida Cowell's book series. The film was written and directed by Dean DeBlois and stars returning voices of the voice actors from the previous film, including Jay Baruchel, Gerard Butler, Craig Ferguson, America Ferrera, Jonah Hill, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, T.J. Miller, and Kristen Wiig, along with Cate Blanchett, Djimon Honsou, and Kit Harrington. Now, this film takes place 5 years later after the events of the first film, which features Hiccup and his friends as young adults as they encounter Valka, Hiccup's long-lost mother, and Drago Bloodfist, a madman who wants to conquer the world. Anyway, this is a really, really good film. Now, let me see here. I will say it was really good, though it may have earned less than its predecessor at the US, but it outperformed better internationally and won 6 Annie Awards and nominated for Golden Globe and Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. It was another big success. Now, first of all, if you haven't seen my review for the first How to Train Your Dragon, I strongly advise you to click on that card at once and go to the review of the first film and check out before I get into the details. I'll give you a few additional seconds before I get started. That ought to do it. Alright, on with the story. 5 years after the Viking villagers of Berk and the dragons made peace, they lived together in harmony. Hiccup and his dragon Toothless, the Night Fury, discover and map unexplored lands. Now 20 years old, he is being pressed by his father, Stoic the Vast, to succeed him as chieftain, although Hiccup feels unsure he is ready. While investigating a burned forest, Hiccup and Astrid discover the remains of a fort encased in ice and meet a group of dragon trappers. Their leader, Eret, attempts to capture the dragons for their employer, Drago Bloodfist, who plots to capture and enslave all dragons into becoming his soldiers. Hiccup and Astrid escape and warn Stoic about Drago. Stoic fortifies Berk to prepare for battle. Hiccup, however, refuses to believe war is inevitable and flies out to talk to Drago. Stoic tries to stop him, explaining that he once met Drago at a gathering of chieftains where Drago had offered them protection from dragons if they pledged to serve him. When they laughed it off as a joke, he had his dragons attack them, with Stoic the sole survivor. Undeterred, Hiccup flies off with Toothless in search of Drago to try to reason with him. They instead meet a mysterious dragon rider who is revealed to be Hiccup's long-lost mother, Valka. She explains that she, like her son, could not bring herself to kill dragons. After being carried off during a dragon raid, she spent 20 years rescuing dragons from Drago and bringing them to an island nest created out of ice by a gigantic ice-spewing alpha dragon called a Bewilderbeast, which is able to control smaller dragons by emitting hypnotic sound waves. Stoic and his lieutenant, Gobber, track Hiccup to the nest, where Stoic discovers his wife is alive. Meanwhile, Astrid and the other riders force Eret to lead them to Drago, who captures them and their dragons, and luring of Burke's dragons since his armada to attract the dragon nest. He also attempts to have Eret executed, but Astrid's dragon Stormfly saves him. A grateful Eret later helps her, and the heirs escape. And at the nest, a battle ensues between the dragon riders, Valka's dragons, and Drago's armada, during which Drago reveals he has his own Bewilderbeast to challenge the Alpha. The two colossal dragons fight, ending with Drago's Bewilderbeast killing its rival and becoming the new Alpha. Drago's Bewilderbeast seizes control of all the adult dragons. Hiccup tries to persuade Drago to end the violence, but Drago orders his Bewilderbeast to have Toothless kill him. The hypnotized Toothless fires a plasma bolt towards Hiccup, but Stoic pushes him out of the way and is killed instead. The Bewilderbeast momentarily relinquishes control of Toothless, but Hiccup drives Toothless away in a fit of despair over his father's death. Drago maroons Hiccup and the others on the island and rides Toothless, again under the control of the Bewilderbeast, to lead his army to conquer Burke. Stoic is giving a Viking funeral, and Hiccup, now having lost both his father and dragon, is unsure what to do. Valka encouragingly tells him he alone can unite humans and dragons. Inspired by her words and his father's, Hiccup and his allies return to Burke to stop Drago by riding the baby dragons, which are immune to the Bewilderbeast's control. Now for the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Back at Burke, they find that Drago has attacked the village and taken control of the dragons. With a heartfelt apology, Hiccup frees Toothless from the Bewilderbeast's control, much to Drago's surprise. Hiccup and Toothless confront him, but the Bewilderbeast encases them in ice. However, Toothless blasts away the ice and enters a glowing superpowered state where he is immune to the Bewilderbeast's control. Enraged that the Bewilderbeast tried to hurt Hiccup, Toothless then challenges the Bewilderbeast to protect his rider, shooting it in the face repeatedly, which breaks its control over the other dragons who side with Toothless as the new Alpha. All the dragons repeatedly fire at the Bewilderbeast until Toothless fires a final massive blast, breaking its left tusk. Defeated, the Bewilderbeast retreats with Drago on its back. The Vikings and dragons celebrate their victory, and Hiccup is made chieftain of Burke, while all the dragons from both Burke and Valka's sanctuary bow before Toothless as their new king. Afterwards, Burke undergoes repairs, with Hiccup feeling certain that its dragons can defend it. End of story. So what did I think of How to Train Your Dragon 2? Well, I will say I do like it just as much as the first one, and why have you? Now, Rotten Tomatoes really proved this, although it's 7% lower than the first one, but that's fine. They say it's exciting, emotionally resonant, and beautifully animated. This film builds on its predecessor's successes just the way a sequel should. Yes, I couldn't have said that better myself. Yeah, it was very good. And I gotta say, it was really awesome. And as much unlike the first film, this film actually has an actual villain. So I was really happy for that. Anyway, now of course our voice acting cast, here's our returning ones. Jay Baruchel once again returns as the voice of Hiccup. America Ferrera once again voices Astrid. Gerard Butler once again voices Stoic. And let's see, Craig Ferguson as Gobber. Christopher Mintz-Plasse as Fishlegs. Jonah Hill as Snotlout. And TJ Miller and Kristen Wiig are the fraternal twins Tough Nut and Rough Nut. Now, our new voice actor additions are Cate Blanchett voicing Valka, Honsou voicing Drago, and Kit Harrington as Eret. So anyway, now I like all of them. They all did a real good job in lending their voices to the film. While again, the film may not have done as well as its predecessor in the U.S., but well overseas. Nevertheless, however, did much better than the first film did, as it went on to make 621 million worldwide. John Powell does the score for the film, and it's pretty good too. Anyway, it was really great to see some more stuff coming into the Dragons environment. Well, world, that is. I don't mind calling environment or world or whatever you want to call it. Especially when Hiccup finds his mother for the first time ever. Yeah. Anyway, the film went on to become the 12th highest grossing film of 2014. Yep. Let me see. Now, again, it was nominated for Best Animated Feature at the Academy Awards, and it even got nominated for a Best Animated Feature at the Critics' Choice Awards and the Golden Globe Awards, where it actually won, as a matter of fact. At the Annie Awards, it won numerous awards, including Best Animated Feature and one for its three nominations for Outstanding Achievement for Character Animation and Feature Production, Outstanding Achievement for Directing and Feature Production for Dean DeBlois. It also won an award for Outstanding Achievement for Music and Feature Production, which went to John Powell and John C., whoever that is. Let's see, Outstanding Achievement for Storyboarding and Feature Production, and Outstanding Achievement for Editorial and Animated Feature Production. So that was pretty good. Anyway, it still did well and what have you. So, anyway, it still was a big one, though. Yeah, and if my memory serves me correctly, and I'm pretty sure it does. Let's see here. And that's what I thought, because at the Academy Awards it lost to Big Hero 6, which was released the same year. Oh well. Anyway, How to Train Your Dragon 2, like its predecessor, has a good story. It's got great characters, just most of the same we saw, plus a few new ones. And, well, it has its moments and what have you. Now, according to DeBlois, he cited that The Empire Strikes Back was his main inspiration for this. Yes, so I will say that was really good. And also, another one of his main inspirations was the film My Neighbor Totoro. Never saw it, but I've heard of it though. Anyway, then it wouldn't be until 5 years later when we would finally get a grand finale in How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, which would be the first film from DreamWorks to be released by Universal once their parent company, Comcast, had gone DreamWorks. So anyway, yeah. Again, with the same great characters, same cast plus a few new ones, a great score, great direction, and all that jazz. So overall, would I recommend How to Train Your Dragon 2? The answer is easily yes. Definitely look into How to Train Your Dragon 2. I think this is a very good sequel, and I think you'll really like it. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts on How to Train Your Dragon 2? Let me know in the comments section below. If you liked the video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of the film I was just talking about, the third installment, and final installment overall, How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. So, thank you for watching, and if you like this, check out my reviews for these other DreamWorks sequels. In the upper left-hand corner is my review on Kung Fu Panda 2. The upper right-hand corner is my review of is first of some of my recent reviews, recent sequels. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Trolls World Tour from 2020, and the bottom left-hand corner is my review of The Croods: A New Age, also from 2020. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.